Good afternoon. This is TV47 at 4. My name is Wakio Mzenge. We begin our broadcast with sights and sounds from the scene of the horrific tragedy at Utumishi Girls' School in Gilgil. Our reporter Samira Mohammed is right at the scene. Let's just connect with her. Samira?
Thank you so much, Wakio Mzenge. I'm coming to you live from the Utumishi Girls Senior Secondary School here in Gilgil, a school with a capacity of 815 students, where last night's inferno occurred here. We understand that in the dormitory where the inferno occurred, dormitory with a capacity of 220 students, and among the 220 students, 79 students were injured last night and rushed to hospital early this morning. Among the 79 students, 21 were discharged from the St. Joseph's Hospital here in Gilgil. 5 were airlifted to Nairobi Kenyatta National Hospital, where a special unit and wing has been formed so that they can receive further treatment. We understand among the 79, 21 were discharged, 1 left home with their parents. But the saddest thing about all this fire that occurred in this school here is that we lost 16 young girls to the inferno who died without their knowledge. And it is said that the 16 who died here in the inferno, it was rather a stampede, and all of them got into the stampede and lost their lives in the inferno. The families are yet to identify the bodies of their children. They've not yet gotten access, or rather, they have just received counseling from the Kenya Red Cross. That is, we've seen a homicide unit from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations here, led by Mr. Nyuguto, who are here to carry on the investigations and find out the cause of the inferno. We're yet to see them remove the bodies from the dormitory. We're waiting for them. They've said in a few minutes they'll be removing the bodies from the dormitories, and the parents are here. They can't see the body, they can't view the body, and further forensic analysis. They have taken DNA samples from the parents. Forensic analysis has to be done, and so that they can get to understand and rather see if the DNA matches that of their parents and the student. For more updates, we'll be camping here at the Utumishi Girls Senior High School, where we'll be giving you more updates at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Back to you, Wakio, in studio.
Thank you so much, Samira Mohammed, for that report, and we're looking forward to hearing more from you and the team that is on the ground in Gilgil. Meanwhile, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has assured the country that thorough investigations are underway into the deadly fire at Utumishi Girls Academy, as government moves to establish the cause of the tragedy and ensure accountability. The CS spoke while visiting injured students receiving treatment at St. Joseph's Mission Hospital in Gilgil following the fire incident at the school in Nakuru County. Murkomen said the government would do everything possible to ensure justice is served should investigations establish any wrongdoing. He also wished the students a quick recovery while calling on Kenyans to keep the school community in their prayers.
We will also do everything to ensure that if there is anyone who was involved in causing this fire, that justice will be done so that your colleagues that justice is done so that your colleagues who lost their lives and those who got injured may not be in vain.
The Director of Criminal Investigations and his team, because it's also important to get to the bottom of what caused the fire so that we can make sure that it does not happen in the future anywhere else.
At the same time, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's DCP party is calling for the resignation of Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen following the deadly fire at Utumishi Girls Academy that claimed 16 lives. Speaking during a press conference at the party's headquarters, DCP leaders led by Secretary General Designate and Nyandarua Senator John Methu accused the CS of failing to act swiftly despite allegedly being alerted about the fire at around 2 o'clock in the morning. The party says Murkomen must take personal responsibility for the tragedy and step down.
We are adequately aware that the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, was informed of the fire tragedy at 2 a.m. last night, but he could not marshal government machinery and drive a distance of 1.5 hours. The Cabinet Secretary is too big that he could not even drive. He chose to only fly and was waiting for the weather to clear up this morning. A Cabinet Secretary who is an epitome of failure, Mr. Kipchumba Murkomen, must take personal responsibility in the loss of lives of the children who have lost their lives. If the same effort and energy used to recruit, deploy, and maintain political goons by Kipchumba Murkomen and Raymond Omoro was applied, disaster management bill would have been applied, mitigation measures would have been implemented, and lives would have been saved.
And President William Ruto has promised to respect the outcome of next year's general election while assuring Kenyans of a free, fair and peaceful electoral process. Speaking during the National Prayer Breakfast, President Ruto said he would accept the will of the people whether or not he secures a second term in office. The president also urged Kenyans not to panic ahead of the polls, saying the country would not experience post-election violence. Ruto said Kenya must remain united before, during and after the elections, regardless of the outcome.
God has decided. No man can change. Yes, so relax. People are in a panic. I don't know. Ile Mungu ameamua ndio itafanyika. Yes. Si namna hiyo. Kama Mungu ameamua Ruto will get a second term, he will. Kama Mungu ameamua vingine, that's what will happen. And we will move on as a country. Yes. So relax. There's no problem. Those who believe they will divide this country, they will not. They will not succeed. They will fail. And fail spectacularly. They will not. Yeah. So, tulizeni maboli, hakuna problem.
The Kenya Publishers Association is urging the government to settle 9.4 billion in pending bills, warning that delays could disrupt the printing of grade 11 textbooks. Association Chairman Musyoki Muli, speaking during a book fair in Meru, said the delayed payments have paralyzed the book production chain, with printers now owing banks more than 4 billion Kenya shillings. Publishers are also faced with the challenge of producing 7 million grade 11 textbooks at an estimated cost of 4.5 billion Kenya shillings as the government pushes to achieve a 1-to-1 textbook to learner ratio.
Because immediately after this, thank you very much.
As publishers are expected to print and distribute approximately 7 million copies within a very tight schedule. Printing alone will require about 60 days. These grand plans for grade 11 rollout could be hampered by the serious financial strain that the publishing industry is currently facing due to outstanding payments owed by the government.
In other news, the East African entrepreneurs are receiving support to grow clean energy businesses through this SIBC East Africa Conference, which has brought together investors, industry leaders, and entrepreneurs from across the region. The conference brought together environmental experts, organizations, and business owners to discuss clean energy solutions and sustainable economic growth. The SIBC East Africa program supports clean energy entrepreneurs through training, guidance, and links to investors to help them scale their businesses. Entrepreneurs say the initiative has helped them expand into new markets and build partnerships across the region. Since 2017, the program has supported more than 400 entrepreneurs across Africa and the Caribbean.
For Social and Inclusive Business Camp is an acceleration program for impact MSMEs across Africa and even now in other regions. This hybrid program brings together selected entrepreneurs throughout an hybrid journey, which means that we have a digital part online. Then we get all the entrepreneurs to meet during a 1-week intensive training session that we call bootcamp.
We get sporty. Football fans across East and Southern Africa are set for a thrilling football spectacle after Azam TV was officially unveiled as the official broadcaster of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The month-long global tournament is scheduled to run from June 11th to July 19th across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Fans will see Azam TV air all 104 matches live in high-definition format. Speaking during the official unveiling, Azam Kenya country lead Ravi Kumar assured football lovers in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe of an uninterrupted coverage as the broadcaster aims to bring every moment of the world's biggest football showpiece closer to fans across the region.
For your money. Ready? Next.
Azam customers or the new customers who would like to buy the Azam TV decoders have access to this World Cup. And that's indeed a good news for East African community, and not just in East Africa, to every customers who are in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Rwanda, and Ghana.
The feeling is great, but it's an even greater feeling now that we are doing it in East Africa, and especially in Kenya, and with Kenyans involved. That gives me greater joy. Previously, I was all alone out there, you know, soldiering on my own and doing it on my own out there, and I was proud to be doing it even for the Kenyans and the whole of Africa that speaks English.
Hii ni mwanzo tu ya, kwa sababu tulipoanza tulikuwa na ligi moja peke yake, tulikuwa na ligi ya Tanzania peke yake, lakini kila mwaka ukienda tunaongeza ligi nyingine, na hii ni dhihirisho tu kwamba Azam itajaribu kila wakati kupata idhini za kupeperusha ligi na tournament kubwa kama hizi ambazo tunazo sasa hivi kwa hii ya World Cup.
Proud of the fact that as a country we will have the opportunity to watch all the 104 matches right at the comfort of our living rooms, whether you live in Lamu, you know, Mombasa, Nairobi, Kisii, Migori. You'll have an opportunity to watch all these matches live. You know, whether it's on your television or on your cell phone, we will have that opportunity. So I'm super excited about that fact. That we will be very, very, you know, fortunate to watch all the 104 matches. Secondly, to get an opportunity to once again talk about football. I love football. Football has been my life.
Timothy Ouma is set for UEFA Champions League football next season after returning to parent club SK Slavia Prague. The 21-year-old Harambee Stars midfielder spent the season on loan at Lech Poznan, where he helped the Polish Giants win the league title. Ouma made 34 appearances during his spell in Poland and now heads back to Slavia Prague, who have already secured a direct place in next season's UEFA Champions League phase. The Kenyan international arrived back home last night and received a warm welcome from family and friends at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport after a successful title-winning campaign.
For me, imekuwa poa. Siwezi danganya, imekuwa poa for me generally. Tumepush as a team. For me, imepush pia mimi. Try to bring pia the name back again because kulikuwa na a lot going on, so yeah. Kikombe na meaning a lot. So kubeba kikombe alafu unapokewa na familia yako, so for me it's a big thing. Yeah, familia na rafiki zangu kujua wamenipush. Wamenipush. Just vitu zikuwa poa. Mko kiniongelesha, so yote imeenda, yote ni long way imeenda kwao.
On that sporty note, we wrap up TV47 at 4. My name is Wakio Mzenge. Please do enjoy the rest of your viewing.